Now that is something on which Indra and Prajapati are going to have a dialogue further. Okay, that is the thing. And Prajapati says that when a man being asleep, reposing and at a perfect rest sees no dreams, that is the self. That is the self. Indra has to be taught that the objects of experience require a permanent subject by which they could be experienced. Now this is what I was talking about. The experience is merely a collection of thoughts. Now there has to be somebody who is witnessing that experience for it to count as an experience. Now that person or that entity that is witnessing that experience is the self I. The object depends upon the subject, but not the subject on the object in the same sense. Without the self, there can be no knowledge, no art, no morality. So if you take the self out of the equation, you must have heard this, a very common saying that we use in our day-to-day life, कि जंगल में पेड़ गिरा किसने देखा. Now the underlying idea over here is, if nobody sees it, it does not exist. So if there is no self, there is no point of the external reality. We have discussed this in the previous video, that being and non-being, they come into existence at the very same instant. The moment there is being, at that very instance, there is an outgrowth of non-being as well. So the moment there is a self, at the same moment, instantaneous moment, there is a not self. That is the Maya, that is the illusion. So there can be no knowledge, no art, no morality without the idea of the self. Our self is lost in feelings, desires, and imagination, and does not know what it really is, leading the life of mere objectivity, absorbed in the things of nature, ever busy with the active pursuits of the world. We do not want to waste a moment's thought on the first principle of all things, that is the self of a man. Okay, the self, that is the I within you, if that ceases to exist, everything around you ceases to exist. And that is the whole point of it. The moment you take that self out of the equation, like Indra was trying to do, that when there is no dream, when you are in that third dimension, when there is no waking reality, when there is no dreaming reality, and when you are in a dreamless sleep, does the self that is within you, does it stop existing? All right, and in response to that, Prajapati is saying that whenever the self stops being, that is the end of the world for you. And to substantiate that, you can look at the earlier example that we took, that is Jangal mein mor nacha kisne dekha. So if there is no self, there is no point of the external reality.